Vanuatu is a group of islands, about 83 islands in all, and they are scattered. Transport is very limited in these islands. In some islands, you can only have access to them by boat, no cars, no vehicles. Telecommunications depends on the weather. Vanuatu is rated as the #1 disaster-prone country. Basic sanitation coverage is very low and it's declining in the rural areas. 29% that have basic services for sanitation. We have 88% of the rural population have basic water services. And for hand washing, we have 17% in rural areas, with 1/3 of population living in rural areas dependent on rainwater. When we have El Nino, which is dry season, most of these people who are dependent on rainwater do not have access at all.
In terms of what the government of Vanuatu is doing in terms of improving WASH, especially in rural areas, the Department of Water Resource has adopted the Drinking Water Safety Plan from WHO and has included another component, and we call it the security component. We call it the Drinking Water Safety and Security Plan. This plan also captures components of sanitation and, of course, hygiene. We might call it WASH in Communities Improvement Plan. A lot of success in Vanuatu in terms of expanding this WASH tool to not only communities, but also to schools and healthcare facilities. We have included inside the template of these plans to cater for climate change impacts. We have included cyclones as part of risk that we need to address. We have included sea level rise as part of risk that we should cater for small islands. We have included other climate-related issues in these plans so that we can at least assess the risk and have in place some improvements to cater for climate change impacts. We still have a long way to go, but hopefully now we are taking measures to include or in our WASH improvement plans to cater for climate change. And not only climate change, we're also talking about natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, cyclones. I would say that there's some maybe little evidence that some of the systems now are more resilient to cyclones than before. In the past, most of the water tanks used to be blown up.
Yes, April last year we had a Category 5 cyclone. At the time we had borders closing, so only the locals were able to respond. It was amazing to see how the people in the country have some resilience in them to start building back their lives after the cyclones, even if they were not receiving any aid coming from outside. Most of the water structure and the sanitation structures are up and running with only locals building back.
Addressing risk is a cheaper way of addressing issues before they arise. And this is what we are doing. We are trying to make sure that all our WASH systems are not only climate resilient, but also natural disaster resilient, maybe even COVID resilient. I hope that we will be prepared for the next big thing that will be coming.